Hey guys, and welcome to my first ever Minecraft speed build. I'm really excited for this video because this is going to be part of a new series on my channel, and it's going to take a while to do the speed build, so I am going to do it in different parts. This is part one of me building my actual bedroom in Minecraft as a gigantic room. The size of the room, as I said, is absolutely humongous. I'll include a screenshot of my little gingerbread man dude against a light switch and you'll see how crazy the size is, and it took me a lot to build this room. I'm sorry for the blur as well in this first part of the video. It's only lasts for a few minutes, but in Share Factory, when I sped up the video to make it go quicker, I chose the smooth option rather than the step option, which made it really blurry for some reason, even though you'd imagine it not to be because it's smooth, right? So yeah, I just built the wall, and as you can see, that's how big the wall is. And now I'm just going to build the door frame and figuring out how tall I want the door to be against the wall. I ended up doing it too high and had to reduce it a bit because there's about a good foot between my ceiling and my door, so yeah, this one was way too high up, so I had to sort that out. So now that we've done the size of the door frame, we are going to actually do the door frame. And the shape of the door frame has this really weird kind of groove in it, so it's not a simple flat rectangular shape. It actually has a dent in it, as you can see here. And I also wanted to get a piece of coal, I think. Yeah, I got a block of coal, and I wanted to also create a gap between the frame and the actual door, because there's actually a gap all the way around my door, which is possibly the reason to why it's so cold in my room. So now I'm just making the door and also figuring out the length I want the door to be. I ended up doing it too small, then too big, and I had to go back and sort that out again. But in the end, I managed to make it look really good, and this is where I made it too wide, so I had to go back and knock a few off, as you can see in a moment. Yeah, that was way too wide, like that's more like a double door almost. So this is the size I went to. I'm not going to actually include how many blocks I used for how long things are or how wide things are, because that's a really tedious job for me to do. I might do it next time in another project and not this project, because obviously I haven't already started doing it. But in another project, maybe when I do something smaller and more easier to count the blocks on, I will. It's just this one I didn't do it because I was too excited to build it, and I just couldn't be bothered counting all the blocks. I'm sorry if you like that sort of thing, but this is just me showing you what I built and kind of how I built it without going into too much detail. It's going to be quite a relaxed video, I think, quite a chilled out kind of video that you'd watch while doing your makeup or getting ready in the morning, or just you want to unwind and you're in bed and chilling, doing your homework sort of thing. That's the kind of video this is going to be. So now that we got the actual size of the door right, I'm just going to fill it in. And this created a really weird illusion because whenever I dropped down, particularly at the end, it almost made me look like I was falling through a tiny white hole in between two grass hills. You'll see what I mean in a moment when it gets to it. I'm just filling in a few of these rows, which also took a long time, but little did I know that I had a lot more to do. And I actually got really excited when I finished the door, but I still got a lot to do. Here's that illusion I was on about. See what I mean? It's weird. It's weird, right? It's not just me. But yeah, now that we've finished that, last block in, and yeah, there's the door frame. Well, the door, the plank of the door. And now I'm just creating the rest of the gap around the door, so I'm doing it underneath and around the sides, going back in with that coal, that lump of coal that you're probably going to get from Santa because you haven't done your coursework, Joe. You haven't done your coursework for college. Actually, no, I did. I did do my coursework. I ain't getting no lump of coal for Christmas. Hell no. I don't even know what I want for Christmas this year. Because obviously I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not even a teenager anymore. Technically I'm a teenager because I'm almost 19. But, you know, it's not sort of a time where you'd expect much from your parents or anybody at that. At least I'm not expecting much. Maybe bedding, socks, basic Christmassy type things, but nothing like, I don't know, a computer or something that some people get. I wouldn't even get that as a kid, to be honest. But, you know, I suppose if you can, there's no harm in doing it. But, yeah, I never got that sort of stuff when I was little. I didn't even get, I never got a console for Christmas either. No. I had basic things like art equipment, and because I used to love doing art when I was younger. And what else did I get? Dolls. I used to play with dolls. I used to play with weird stuff, science stuff. I got a CSI crime investigation kit when I was younger. That was cool. It had a UV light and everything. Yep, here's my excitement for the door. Me getting really excited and happy that I finished it. But I still had much more to do, so now I'm just doing the door handle, and this once again was a case of trial and error. So I ended up doing the door handle too big. Well, it's been me doing things way too big than what it actually is, you know. Take from that what you will, no innuendos or anything. But yeah, I just did it way too big than what it actually was. I think my perception was way off. But there's no harm in trial and error. There's no harm in going back and fixing your mistakes and making it better and looking better and more realistic. I suppose it's kind of what artists do when they constantly focus on the thing that they are actually creating rather than their work that they are doing. A lot of the times you'll actually see that artists will look more at what they're drawing than their actual painting or artwork, because they want to make it look realistic, especially if they're doing realistic drawings. Obviously if they're doing abstract, they may look towards more creative aspects rather than looking at the actual drawing. They will just see it and then imagine how they would see it or how they will want to perceive it. But generally a lot of artists will look towards the actual thing that they're doing. Similarly in Minecraft, if you're building something, it's really good to take inspiration and use references. References are great. If you're an artist or you want to build things or any sort of thing that you're creating or replicating artistically, it's really good to use references. Don't be afraid of using references. Don't be ashamed of using references. References are your best friends when it comes to artwork or design, because that way you're benefiting yourself with the work that you're going to produce, because you know that it's going to be representative of what you want it to be and what you want it to look like. So don't be afraid. Obviously if you're a better artist, but if you're a lot more, if you have is it photographic? You know what I mean, one of the memories where you can remember things easily by looking at it once and you know exactly what it looks like. There's no harm in doing that way, but I'd still use references because I've got quite a photographic memory. I can remember things, how things looked, and I rarely use references, but I should. So now this is the wall that I've just created on the corner. This is going to be where the light switch is going to go. I'm just figuring out also, I'm going back to the door handle again and making it go lower, because I realised the door handle when looking back at my door that it was actually below halfway, and then the light switch was also below halfway between the handle and the top of the door. So I just wanted to make sure that everything looked right and everything suited right. And I also made the handle look longer as well. And that's actually really creepily similar to what my door looks like. So my door's very plain, it has nothing on it. I do want some artwork on it though. At first I thought this was where the light switch goes, but turns out it was once again too high up and I needed to fix that. I needed to make it lower. I did that twice. I made it lower once and then I made it lower again. I also wanted to make it stand out from the wall. You don't have to fill in the back, I just did that because it bugged me to leave it undone. And I also placed these little buttons like I did on the door for screws. I put the screws on the door handle, by the way, not just the door. And this bit really bugged me because I couldn't find a light switch that suit the square, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't find any sort of way of doing it that actually suited the look of the light switch. I think in the end I went for a single step of stairs or a single block of stairs. But still I wasn't completely happy with it, but it was the best that I could do. And that's okay. See, here you see me completely destroying what I already made and trying to make it lower because it was way too high. Because it doesn't come exactly between the door handle and the top of the door. It's more towards the door handle than the top of the door. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. And in go the screws, and I did this grey backdrop, but I didn't like it, so I just placed a single set of stairs. And there we go, a floating light switch that needs a grey wall. All my walls are grey. Everything in my room's quite, is it monochrome? Quite simple, basic colours. I don't really like too many bright colours because it freaks me out a little bit. I don't know why, but it's too much for me when there's too much going on in my room. I like it simple colours, simple basic. I'm a beige person, beige and greys, grey and beige person. Now I'm just working out, I have this painting on my wall and I didn't exactly do the painting, I just did the colours on the painting because it's like this rectangular sort of frame, and inside the frame there is 3 squares, and in them 3 squares there are different pictures, one of sand, one of stone and one of the waves on the beach. And I might go back and change this, but I didn't have time to actually go in and do all the detail because the blocks aren't small enough. I couldn't do that. Oh yeah, and here's me on the light switch showing you guys how small I am in comparison to this build. Do a cute little wave. Okay, now back to the wall. Yeah, this took absolutely ages. This was the most tedious thing of the whole room, was the wall. Oh yeah, what am I doing? Oh, I know what I'm doing. I made this little pool thing, so when I came back down after I jumped from building the wall, see, I build the wall up and then I jump down and I do this crazy cinematic thing. You guys see what I mean. Okay, enough of that. Back to work. So, just got a message. Back to creating this wall. And as I said before, it took absolutely ages. This was the biggest pain in the butt to do. It tired me out so quickly. But I just speed through that for you. And here I am measuring out where the painting comes to. And the top of it actually measures to the top of the light switch, which is perfect. And it sticks out quite a bit from the wall. So now I'm just using quartz blocks to create the frame, which was originally a birchwood colour, but I painted it white to once again suit the rest of my room because I'm a grey person living in a grey world. And this is what I mean by the 3 squares in the painting. I just filled them in with the main colour of that painting rather than actually replicating the actual drawing which is in the painting. So or should I say photograph? It's more of a photograph than a painting. It is a photograph, it's not a painting at all. It's a real life photo that I didn't take, someone else did, and I bought the painting for only £1 at a charity shop, which is awesome. Just had to measure out how many blocks it was in between the frame and the first painting, and now I'm doing a darker grey with cobblestone. And what other block did I use? I can't remember. It's another kind of stone block. It might have been gravel or something. Or another sort of, what's it called, andesite? You know what I mean. Another one of them blocks. I'm not really good with the names of the blocks. And I think I did this too close. I did one block apart instead of two. So I'm going to have to fill in the side. Oh, I did use andesite. See, I've got quite a good memory, to be honest. And then there's the third painting. I do wish I used more of a beige colour because in the second one particularly, even though it's the sand should be beige, but it's actually grey on the picture. But the rocks in the middle picture, because it goes sand, rocks, and then sea. And the sea and the sand is quite grey, but the pebbles are quite beige looking, so I might go back and fix that, I don't know. Now I'm just taking the white concrete blocks, not the concrete powder or else they'll fall everywhere, but the concrete blocks, and filling in the backdrop because there's this simple white background to the painting which makes the photograph stand out. It's very modern. I quite like modern architecture and modern buildings, so I might do a Minecraft speed build of a modern building, and the same in Sims 4 when that comes to console, which I'm so looking forward to because I couldn't play the PC version because 1, I don't have a PC, and 2, it's too complicated. The controls are too weird for me to grasp. So there's the frame done. And I wanted to fill it in with glass because the actual picture frame has glass in between the photos and the frame. So just encasing it in glass, and I chose the white glass, or is this the grey one? I think it's white above the clear because the white one didn't seem as harsh as the clear glass, weirdly. I think the clear glass stood out too much. It was too cartoony. And that's the best I could do. I wish there was, there probably is, but a mod where you can get really clear glass where there's no lines in between it whatsoever. There probably is, but I'm not sure about it on PlayStation or how much it is to buy because you have to buy the texture packs. But there's probably something like that. Now to fill in the dreaded wall. More wall building. This is great. This is so much fun. Are you guys having fun? I'm having fun. I just marked, see that little bump that I did on the wall? That was just me marking where my shelves go, because underneath the painting I've got a little wicker basket, which I hate. I hate wicker furniture so much. It's so messy and it breaks easily, but it comes in handy to put my shoes in. And then I got a linen basket for my washing, and then I got this shelf. Now I'm just doing the wall, the rest of the wall shall I say. And in the speed build, I only managed to do the door frame, the door, the wall behind the door and the wall adjacent to it, and some of the furniture. I didn't include my coat, which hangs below the painting, because I got 2 little coat hangers or little pins that I put in my wall, which you'll see me do some point. I think I do it in glowstone. And yeah, and also on my shelf I also have quite a few accessories and books and things, which I will put in next time. Oh yeah, here's the glowstone. This is where I hang my coats. I've got one for my dressing gown, which is here, and then the other one over there is for my coats. And we're back to filling in the wall. This is so much fun. I'm having a blast right now. I don't even know what to say over this voiceover because I'm just filling in a wall. And here's the last bit. You have no idea how excited I was to fill in this last bit. You thought I was excited to do the door? Just imagine how excited I was when I completed this. Look how cool that looks. I mean, that sounds quite vain, but it took me ages to do this. Now I'm just doing the skirting. I'm saying now a lot. Now I'm doing this, now I'm doing that. Do this, do that. But yeah. My skirting boards are a lot cleaner than what I showed them to be in this because, you know, you don't need to know how clean or dirty my skirting boards are. You don't need to know that. Nobody needs to know. This is quite a simple, easy job, just 2 blocks high. I think I used the concrete again. I used the white concrete a lot in this video because a lot of the things are the same colour. A lot of them are the very clear white sort of wood material. So I used white concrete for white wood. Go me. What am I doing now? Oh yes, I also have another light switch underneath my painting. It's not a light switch actually, it's a plug. I got like a plug socket just above the linen basket or to the left of it, which I don't really use for anything. Nothing is plugged in there. Don't really need it for anything. Yeah. It's a plug. Enjoy the plug. Once again, as always, I'm messing up the sizing on it. I just did the 3 little dots, which I changed as well. I made the top one a bit higher. And it's a British plug as well, if you're wondering. I know in America they only have 2, I think, 2 little dots side by side. But in England you have 3. I'm not sure how many other countries have that as well. And there's the little light switch. Can't tell if that's on or off. I think it's off. Yeah, that light switch. Yeah, it'll be off. No, it'll be on. So my light switch on my wall is actually off. Thinking of that because the sticky bit out on the top is at the top rather than the bottom, so that means I flicked it on. And I couldn't really find any sort of wicker blocks for this wicker basket, so I ended up using bone blocks, I think, yeah. Because it was the only colour that suited the wicker basket, this very light beige sort of cream colour. And it's got all these, what looks like holes. They're not holes in the blocks, but they're like a darker shade in the middle, which looks like holes. So I think that was good for all the holes in the wicker. It was the closest thing that I can get, okay? So it's just this rectangular shape. And this is what I just put my hats, my scarves, and my slippers in. But I think in the speed build I only put my slippers in and a old, what do they call it? Toiletry bag full of old lotions that I don't really use anymore, but I just want to keep for keepsake. You know, I may run out of lotions one day in the future and I want to use them, so you never know. I also filled the inside. This bit I couldn't quite capture because it kept freezing on Share Factory. But here I am filling the bottom with wool because it's got this nice soft material. And now I'm using a pink wool, I think some concrete blocks, or what are the other blocks called? I can't quite remember. But I'm just using them to make my makeup bag or toiletry bag. And it's got all these, it's pink and it's got all these flowers on it, and it's all purple and pink and red and pretty. So instead of doing flowers, I did little polka dots because it's the most similar thing that I could do. And I might actually make a way so that you can get into here, so that I can put in like a nail varnish or something, or some sort of lipstick or something, so that you can see that it's a makeup bag. And I used these rail tracks or whatever they're called to do the zip, which I thought was quite a cool idea. If I do say so myself. Can't speak today. Now I'm just doing my slippers. They're like this boots, brown boot style slipper with these fluffy bits around the ankles and 2 pom-poms on each ankle. They're really cute, really cozy, and really warm as well, particularly now that we're coming up to winter because we're in autumn, and you can step inside the boots if you dare. And I just used these 2 woolen blocks to make the little pom-poms. So there is my, not linen basket, there's my wicker basket. Now here comes the linen basket, and I just outlined it with the white wool. And then I'm going to go in with, what block did I use here? It might have been grey wool. or maybe another block that was grey. I think it was grey wool, and I just used that to replicate the stripes. Yeah, it's grey wool on the linen basket because it's all black and white, it's all stripy, well, grey and white. This is the closest grey that I could get to it. It's actually a lot lighter than this, but I wanted it to stand out from the wall. And I did this weird zigzag thing, so it's more like a, kind of like a trapezium sort of situation. And yeah, this bit took a lot of thinking to do so that I could actually get the stripes right, because they didn't go straight up, they sort of zigzagged as well. It's really complicated. It's not really, I'm just over complicating it. I have quite a big habit of over complicating things. It's kind of a thing that I do. And also let me know if you kind of like these voiceover style videos where I just ramble on about random things, as well as talking about what I'm doing in the build. I can just talk about random shiz. Yeah, let me know if you like that sort of style of video. I also needed to add quite a bit on top as well because it was too short. The linen basket was too short, so I needed a little bit more height to it. I'm just filling the sides now. This took longer than expected actually, because I had to move quite a lot. Instead of doing straight up lines, I had to go across the sides and zigzag and stuff, so that was quite annoying. And here you see me just making it look a bit taller, because it's quite a tall linen basket, or washing basket, whatever you call it. And here's the handle. It's just like this hole in the side of the basket so that you can hold it and carry it downstairs to go to the washing machine or whatever whatever you're using this basket for. I don't know, you could be using it for, I don't know, what could you be using a washing basket for that isn't for washing? Body parts? I don't know. Maybe you're hiding body parts in a river or something. I don't know. What you do is what you do. What I do is what I do. No judgment here from me. I found this method of swapping over the blocks as I go along much easier. I kind of change my mind each time I do it, which method I use to fill it in, because I got bored of doing the same method over and over again, so I just changed up my method a bit. I think I'll go back to just doing the simple going straight up. Yeah, here we go. So as you can see, I had to do the hole on the other side because, you know, washing baskets get heavy sometimes and you need, it's a two-handed job. That sounds really wrong. But yeah, that's the linen basket, and I'm just going to fill it in with a light grey block. It's the light grey concrete to replicate the inner, what do they call it, inner lining of the basket. It's like this waterproof material, say if you have wet clothes or something. And I just speed through this really fast. I also had this crazy idea to put slime blocks. I haven't done it in this video, but I might put slime blocks in the bottom, so if you fall into the linen basket you bounce straight back up again, which might be really fun. Let me know if you think I should do that in the comments below. So now that's all sorted, almost. I need to do the bottom bit. This is really satisfying to watch. And there we go. Massive washing basket. I still can't get over how similar it looks to my room. It's so weird. I got rid of that marking block where I was going to put my shelf and decided to put it closer to my washing basket because there's very little space between the washing basket and the shelf. And this is the thing that I'm most proud of, is the shelf that I do, because my shelf is quite simple. I haven't done all the accessories and the books and the little things that I got. Got some shells, some perfume, etc. on it, but that's for another time. I'm actually going to do, as you see in this video, I did a open drawer, because in the bottom I've got drawers. I've got 3 drawers in the bottom, got this little gap underneath. Then on top of the drawers I've got 3 shelves. 2 are closed off square shelves, and then the third one at the top is just this open shelf where you can put probably taller things in. I might put a big plant in there actually. We'll see. Just got another message, probably heard that. Now I'm just doing the first shelf and leaving a little gap in between so that you can actually see inside the shelf. And the top shelf you can actually go inside as well. And I'm going to put my books, well, my comics and my games in there so that you can see that I've got books and comics inside the top one. In the bottom 2, I can't remember, I've got more comics and more books inside there. I used to like reading comics when I was younger, but I've kind of gone off it now. Not because I don't like comics, but because I just don't have time. Same with reading any sort of book, really. I don't really have much time for anything. But I still managed to make videos, which is good. So now I'm just making the bottom shelf, and I'm just doing the border of it, and then doing the walls, and you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm explaining everything, you guys can see what I'm doing. Once again, the shelves are all white. Everything in my room is either white, grey, beige. There's hardly any colour in my room, but that's the way I like it. And as you can see here, the top shelf sticks out a little bit. I ended up pushing it out a little bit more so that you can actually step inside it. Now I'm fitting in all the floors. It's really satisfying how similar this looks to my room. It makes me happy. Freaks me out a bit, but it still makes me happy. Also, let me know what other giant builds you want me to see. Want me to do for you to see. It's going to take me a while because obviously I need to do this series first, and then I can do a speed build of something else. I might do smaller speed builds in between the episodes of the giant speed builds, so in between this episode and the next episode I might do another speed build, maybe something smaller, just simpler, maybe a house of some sort or something. You guys can decide. You guys let me know what kind of builds you want me to do. If you have any ideas, definitely let me know in the comments below. I love reading comments and replying to comments. Here's the handle of each drawer. They're actually circle, but I couldn't do that on Minecraft because nothing is circle. Everything's square. And I just added these little stairs so that you can, almost looks like a little handle so that you can pull on it rather than just have this circular shape to pull on. You have like a little thing to grasp onto. On the sides it's all closed off, so I'm doing this giant frame to start the shelves on, and yeah, I realised here that I needed more space for anyone to actually slide in. Obviously you can't jump down there, so I made the drawer stick out a bit more. I'm not sure if I do that now or later, but I think for now I'm just doing the frame of the rest of the shelf. The sides are blocked off, but the front bit and back bit are open so that you can put things inside the shelves. Or else how are you going to put all your pictures and stuff in if you can't get into it? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But the sides are closed off to support the drawers so that they don't fall out. So now I'm just making the front part of the shelf and the back part of the shelf move forward a bit so that you can actually slide into the shelf, slide into them DMs. Oh, my voice broke a bit. I'm a girl and my voice is broken. what the hell? Yeah, there's the shelf. I realised I also did it too high, so I don't know why I did them blocks there. I don't know why. That's the thing. I fixed it. I noticed, wait, this shelf is too high. Oh, this drawer is too high. There we go. Problem solved. Just put the handle back on. I'm starting to run out of things to say because this is quite a long ass video, so I never know what to say in these type of things because there's awkward little breaks where I'm not really doing anything, so I might just speed through it and just not talk until I have something productive and helpful to say. Yeah, as you can see, you can actually see inside the shelves if you want to. You can't get into the bottom two, but you can get into the top one. But you can also see into the bottom one, so you don't really need to step inside the bottom two, as long as you can see what's inside. It's mainly just books and comics and games and batteries. I think I've got some batteries and an old camera in there that doesn't work anymore. And here's the bottom of the first shelf. On this shelf I have, I think, a box full of pictures. I've got a cute little bunny teddy thing. I've got a birthday card. And then on the next shelf I have, what do I have on the next shelf? I have a money pot, a money, what do they call it? A money bank. I have a money banks and perfumes from Shells, and on the top shelf I have magazines. Mainly Next magazines and fashion magazines and things like that to get some inspiration. And there's the drawers. I think, yeah, this is the end of the build, guys. This is my room. This is so weird. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, definitely leave a like on this video and comment down below your suggestions for what I should do next time and other builds that you'd like me to do for you to see. I keep saying that wrong. I keep saying things wrong. I keep mixing up my words. But if you enjoyed this, definitely leave a like and let me know what you think in the comments, and if you'd like me to continue this as well. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is my first speed build and I'm really happy with it so far. Really proud and definitely going to continue it. Whether I record it or not, I'm still going to continue building it. So yeah, there's my PlayStation making weird noises, and that is my room. So here I've got the door, the light switch, the picture frame. I'm still showing off the light switch. I'm like, look at this light switch. Look how small I am in comparison to the light switch. Then I got the picture. I got my 2 little pins for my coats, which I will put in next time. I've got my wicker basket, my plug, my little booties, my makeup bag, which hopefully I'll be able to allow people to actually step inside it. I probably won't upload this to any sort of website because I'm not sure if you can on PlayStation. Who knows? Who knows? Here is the linen basket, which as I said before, I'm going to put like a little slime block in the bottom, or some slime blocks, so that you jump all the way back up. Oh, you see my character's underwear? You didn't want to see that. Gingerbread man underwear. You can't just jump out, Joe. You gotta fly out. And finally, here is my shelf, which is the best thing in this room, I think, so far. It's the thing that I'm most proud of. Obviously, I need to fill some things in, and I need to fill in the drawers. And I also have a laptop underneath the shelf as well, which I'm going to put in. A laptop that doesn't work anymore. None of my laptops work. Every single one of my secondhand laptops break. So I'm going to get a new one, a brand new spanking one. I don't know. Brand spanking new laptop, hopefully. And yeah, you can just see inside these drawers and have a sneak peek of what I got in there. Wouldn't surprise you. And then, as I said, the laptop below. And yeah, that's the overview of the room. Haven't done the floor yet because I'm going to do that last. That's definitely going to be one of the last things that I do. I also need to do the rest of the room, which I will do another time. I need to do the airing cupboard, my dresser. I think I need to do where my drawers are and my PlayStation set and my gaming area over there. I also need to do my dresser and my bed. So that's going to be in another episode. I'll do the airing cupboard next and the dresser. Maybe some accessories in the room as well. But we'll see, we'll see. And here are some screenshots of the completed build. So here's an overview, here's another angle, some artistic shots. There's the shelves and the linen basket. There's one from the ground so that you can see how small you are in comparison, and also the light switch so you can get some perspective. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!